Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to do a yin practice. In a yin practice, we usually use a lot of props. So see that you have maybe a blanket or a couple of nice firm pillows with you. You can also use a block, or maybe if you don't have a block, you can substitute it with some sturdy books. And I also have a bolster here. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a couple of nice firm pillows. So go ahead and grab all the props that you need and meet me on your mat. And as you come to your mat, we're going to start with a pose that's called a butterfly pose. So bring the soles of your feet together. And this is a little bit different from our yang practice. See that it's more of a diamond shape as opposed to a tight closed butterfly. So have your heels be a little bit further away from your groin. And then for this one, you can definitely use a bolster. I'll turn around so you can see me clearly. So bringing the bottom of the soles of your feet together, you can put a bolster right in between on top of your foot. You can even use a block to put right here in front of your heels, and then rest the bolster on top of it. And all you're going to do is just come down. You can rest either one cheek or the other cheek, or maybe even your forehead on top of the block. If you go here and you feel like you can go a little bit further, you can remove your block and just maybe use the bolster, and then just let your forehead rest. So the point in yin practice is really to be able to just go to the edge of where you're feeling the stretch, and then you hold the pose for about 3, 4, 5 minutes. So I'm going to keep the time for you. You can just close your eyes and just relax into the pose. And begin to notice your breath. So as you soften the shoulders, let the head go, let the back of the neck be long. Make sure your forehead is resting on something. So just be careful that you're not pushing, you're not going over the edge right away. You just want to feel the stretch. You get to the edge and then you hold the pose. And while you're holding the pose, your body just slowly begins to open up. And then notice if you're holding tension anywhere. Notice if there's a unnecessary tension in any body part. Sometimes we tend to hold the shoulders up to the ears. Let the shoulders soften away from the ears. And maybe you're starting to feel more sensation in the hips and the low back. And then notice how the sensations just move from one place to another. They're not stationary, they're just kind of flowing. So let the sensations flow. And as you inhale, feel that your inhalation is flowing all the way to the base of your spine. And allow that to kind of massage the low back. Maybe you're slowly beginning to feel an opening in the low back. Maybe your hips are starting to begin to open. And if you do, maybe you can slowly begin to move your prop away. And if you try that and you feel like, oh, that's a little too much, go ahead and back off. There's no point in holding a pose that is painful, right? So we never tolerate pain. You just slowly allow the body to open up. And close your eyes. Nice and slow. Breathing deep. Feel and sense your breath traveling all the way to the base of your spine. And you can even exhale out through an open mouth. Feel the exhalation releasing your torso down, the releasing any unnecessary holds and tension. And then slowly we're gonna begin to deepen your breath so that you can slowly begin to come on up. And as you come up for the next pose, I'm going to suggest that you take a bolster, or if you're not using a bolster, maybe you can stack your pillows on top of another and put that right behind you. And then you're going to sit on your heels so that your sacrum is right against the bolster. Okay, so you can stay here, and you already may feel a really good stretch in the front of the thigh. Some of you may be able to put a blanket or two on top of your bolster and then just gently back down. Maybe you can come on your elbows and just see how that feels. Maybe you already feel a nice stretch and you can stay here. For some of you, you may be able to lie all the way back down. And then as you lie down all the way, make sure that your head is resting on something so that your head is not just dangling off the pillow or the bolster. Make sure the back of your scalp is resting on something. And let your arms go out to the side, palms are open. So just be very mindful of this pose, especially that you're not feeling any pain in the knees. If you feel pain in the knees, I suggest that you come out of the pose and do the butterfly pose. So the soles of your feet are together and you're just lying down this way. If you don't feel pain in the knees, then go ahead and stay in the saddle pose. So you're sitting on top of your heels and you're just lying down. And then we're going to start again we're going to stay here for another 3-4 minutes. So close your eyes. Let the back of the scalp just rest down on something. And kind of feel that your scalp is literally being supported by something. So whether it's the pillow or your bolster, feel that the scalp is sinking into that pillow. And then notice your upper back resting on your pillow. Feel a sensation of rest, a sensation of relaxation in your upper back. And then notice a feeling of rest and relaxation in your low back, where your kidneys are. And then feel a nice stretch in the quadriceps, in the top of the thighs, maybe even a little bit in the hip flexors, and a compression in the ankles. These particular poses that we're working on today is to open up the qi, the line of the meridian lines, or the qi to the kidneys. The kidneys are a really important part of Chinese medicine. And it is said that is our essence, that our Jing resides in the kidneys. So the health of the kidneys are really crucial to the health of all the rest of the organs. And the meridian, the kidney line, runs all the way from the little toes, going through the soles of our feet, coming through the inner thighs, and all the way through the front of the thigh, and then back through the low back, through the groin, through the low back, going to the kidneys. Really begin to send your breath as you inhale. Feel and sense your breath opening up the front body, the top of your thighs. And allow each exhalation to let you just relax. Let you just sink and feel a nice relaxation. And stay here for just another minute, really feeling yourself softening, feeling your body softening, your mind softening. And then slowly begin to bring your chin to your chest if you're lying all the way down. And with the strength in your hands, very slowly begin to press yourself up back to a seat and extend your legs in front of you. You can even maybe like kind of massage the legs, tap the legs a little bit, massage the knees, maybe rotate the ankles and rotate them the opposite way. And then for the next one, we're going to come into what's called a seal pose. So for the seal pose, I'm going to have you come into a Sphinx pose first. So you can do this either with the bolster or without the bolster. If you don't have a bolster and you want to do it without the bolster, just go ahead and lie down all the way on your belly. And as you lie down on the belly, your elbows come directly underneath the shoulders. And so normally for our active young practice, we really press down to lift the chest up. For this one, I want you to soften everything. So maybe even wave your hips a little side to side. You can even let the head go. You may even want to use your block. Put the block right underneath the forehead so you can rest your forehead on the block. And then there's no, be as passive as you possibly can be. So there's no activity whatsoever. You're just allowing the belly to melt down, allowing the hips to melt down. Your shoulders are soft from the ears. And just close your eyes. And you can stay here and feel a nice opening in the front body. Maybe just a slight compression in the low back. And breathe deep, inhaling and exhaling. Do this 2 more times. Inhale through the nose and exhale out through an open mouth. Inhale through the nose and exhale it out. So feel free to stay in this pose for a little bit longer. If you like to take it a little bit deeper, and again, deeper doesn't necessarily mean better. So just see where your body is. You can place your hands flat on the floor, open up your fingers away from each other, and then with your inhalation, begin to straighten the elbows. You can keep the elbows slightly bent and just lift the chest up. And we're just going to stay here for just 1 minute. So allow the shoulders to soften away from the ears, lifting the chest up to the sky, and let the back of the neck be long. Let your hips stay smooth. Notice if you squeeze the buttocks, release the buttocks, soften the shoulders, let the belly melt. You can press the chest up as much as you like to feel a nice compression in the low back. Inhale, feel and sense your breath traveling all the way to the kidneys. Send your attention to your kidneys. Inhale and exhale. Lower down 1 vertebrae vertebrae at a time, and you can press yourself back to child's pose. So let this child's pose be really nice and relaxing. Bring your big toes together, let your knees go away from each other. You can use your bolster if you like to, putting the bolster in between the knees, and bring your forehead down towards your bolster and rest here. This is a very restorative child's pose. If you don't want to do that, you can always just bring your forehead down towards the floor and soften the shoulders. So just go wherever your body is calling for you. Really noticing what your body needs in this moment. As you inhale, send your breath to that space in your low back where you felt the compression in the seal pose or the sphinx pose. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. This is such a nice, relaxing pose, so really let yourself release. Let anything that occupied you throughout the day, let it go. Almost as if you're just bowing down to yourself, to your sense of willpower, sense of enthusiasm. When our kidneys are emotionally and energetically healthy, we get a sense of self-empowerment, enthusiastic about our life, about our prospects, with a hope for the future. And when the kidneys are drained, there's a sense of not enough, things aren't enough, there might be a lack of contentment. So just begin to really find peace with this moment. And slowly begin to deepen your breath once again. And very, very gently begin to press yourself up. Very nice. And extend both legs straight ahead. So go ahead and sit tall with the legs extended. And for the next one, for the next pose, we're going to bend the right knee and let the right knee go out to the side. And the right heel is coming close to your groin. And then you can use a bolster if you like to, or you can use a block. You can put the block or the bolster on top of your shin, whatever you have, or maybe a pillow or a blanket here. Take a nice deep inhalation, lift the chest up, and as you exhale, just fold forward, bringing your forehead on the block or on the shin or on the pillow, whatever you have. And then let the hands just soften, palms are up. And allow that left leg. So normally when we're in a active practice, we really keep that leg, the extended leg, energized. I want you to just relax that leg. So you don't have to flex or point the toe. Just let that leg be completely relaxed. And then return to your breath. Feel a sensation of opening in that right QL muscle, maybe even some in the right hip, right leg, right inner thigh. And as a side note, there is a point at the base at the bottom of your foot, that is where the ball of the foot is. So if you take your thumb to your big toe and then just slide it down till the bottom of the ball of the foot, that's called the bubbling spring, where the kidney point is. So you can just gently press that point with your thumb. You're not massaging it, you're just gently pressing on that point. Sometimes it may feel a little edgy. Stay here for another minute. And then slowly begin to lift your torso back up. And you're going to switch sides. So extend the right leg in front, bend the left knee, bringing the left heel to your groin. Again, you can use a block or you can use your bolster. Inhale, turn your torso towards your right leg, and then exhale, fold forward. And as you fold forward, let your hands just relax. Let your arms relax, palms are open. Let that right leg relax. So notice if you're squeezing or energizing that right leg, let it completely relax so that the ankle is not flexed or pointed. Just let that right foot just completely soften, the right leg softening. And you may feel a nice opening in that left QL. And maybe you notice your asymmetry as well. So notice if this is the easier side or the tighter side. And you're just really beginning to observe this. You're just noticing. There's no sense of, oh, I need to change anything, or just find yourself be at peace with whatever your body is in the present moment. Take your awareness back to your breath. And we're going to stay here for another moment. So really let yourself let go. And then gently begin to come up really, really slowly. And then for our final pose, we're just going to take your bolster, or if you're using pillows, go ahead and put that underneath your knees, just like so. And then you're going to come all the way on your back, so you can use your blanket as a pillow. You come down on your back, let the arms be open, let the shoulders be soft, close your eyes. And we're just going to rest here for about 4 or 5 minutes. So really let yourself let go. Let the forehead be smooth, your cheeks are soft, tongue is heavy. Take out any wrinkles from your forehead, your eyes sinking into the sockets. Your throat is open, soft, relaxed. Your heart is open, receptive, relaxed. Your belly is soft. Your hips are soft. Feel your low back supported by your mat. Feel the ground coming up and supporting you. Feel your hips supported. Feel the back of the knees supported on your bolster or pillows. And allow the toes to be completely soft. You're not squeezing, you're not holding. Feel any sensation in the bottom of your feet, palms of your hands. And notice how in this very moment, even though you're resting completely, that your body is hard at work, sending a sense of appreciation to your kidneys, feeling your kidneys smile. A sense of appreciation to your entire body for taking you from place to place. A sense of peace with your body exactly the way it is. As you find that sense of contentment and peace, stay here for as long as you like to. I'm going to sign off, and I deeply appreciate you showing up to your mat. I really, really appreciate you taking the time to be here, to practice for yourself, and to take care of yourself. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this practice with you. Namaste.